point of my book is My Name is Truth, The Life of Sojourner Truth, by Ann Turner and illustrated by James Ransom. I don't think I'm going to read the entire thing because it's really long. Okay. My mom was a slave woman called Mama, with sweet arms and eyes like a hawk. I had a daddy too, bone free. They loved all 12 of us and had to see us sold off one by one like horses for work. Their hearts most broke. Mama told me to look up at the stars at night shining over my brothers and sisters. We never hardly saw them again. Her heart had 12 holes in it, I know. Then Master Dermot bought me. He was not so bad, but the mistress was evil. They thought my back was a cart for hauling rocks, wood, timber, and grain. I worked hard as a man. Did they ever see me? Isabella, under those loads. Time came, he said. Isabella, you are a good woman. You can go free 1 year early. But he broke his promise. I determined to leave. I own myself now. I was not a slave. I spun 100 pounds of wool to make up for leaving, crept out of the door in the darkness. My baby Sophia clutched in my arms and ran and walked and ran and walked for miles looking over my shoulder. Would he chase me? Would he not? Until God showed me the way to a kind family that took me in, my baby too. Welcome, they said. Had anyone ever said that word to me before? And showed me a fine, wide room with a white bed to sleep in? I never slept in a bed before. Just let me creep under, and it would be like a shelter of these. Finally, sleep came to my eyes. Worked for the Van Wagonins for a few years. Then the terrible news struck my heart like lightning. The evil Dermot mistress sold my son Peter away down south. They are not allowed to do that by law. I marched up to the Dermot house to meet that lady. I want my son back. Get me my son. She laughed. What a lot of fuss over a little colored boy. But I demanded my son back. I felt as tall as a tree inside, courage racing around inside my heart. I got lawyers to help, and finally Peter came home again, his back a mess of scars, his soul too, frightened of his mama at first, but he came to know me at last. I worked in New York City for a while. Won't spend long on that. Met some bad people, some good ones, but God was leading me east to preach. I left at dawn, and God spoke in my heart, a new name that fits me, like a new dress made just for me. Now I am Sojourner because I traveled far and long to tell the news of God's truth in meetings and gatherings. People like to hear me talk. I think with a name like Sojourner Truth, a body has some respect at last. I found a new home in Massachusetts at a silk mill where all men and women were equal. I was happy there. Bought a little house, my very first, and preached even more. One night at a camp meeting, there was a bunch of rowdy kicking up a storm. I was afraid they'd come for me, the only colored woman in the crowd. I hid behind a trunk. Then my heart spoke. Sojourner, are you weak? Isn't God with you right now? I strode out and climbed onto a wagon back, spoke and sang and preached to those rowdies till they were calm. Mama said.